Hi guys, good evening and very welcome to your first session for Introduction to Accounting for Semester 2. Very happy to see some of you online. Hi Ulrich. Okay. I'm just checking to see there's just a couple more still joining. I know some of the links don't always work very quickly when you're trying to join. Hi Koketso. Okay, so before I forget to mention it, these collab sessions that you'll have with me throughout the semester, they're always relaxed, casual, they're not formal sessions. So you must just feel completely free to chat in the chat down the side. And if you've got any questions that come to you while we're talking or while I'm talking, then just type it in the chat box and I'll keep an eye and I'll keep going back to questions there to make sure that I've picked up everything that anybody has asked me, because I know most students don't like to talk in collabs. But for those of you that are happy and comfortable to chat, just at the bottom of the screen, you can see there's that little man with his hand up in the air. You just click on that and I'll be able to see that somebody has a question or wants to say something, and then I'll be able to call on you just to go ahead. And then all you do is you unmute your microphone also at the bottom. So during the session, please keep your microphones muted. Otherwise, we sometimes get a lot of feedback and noise. And then if you're going to chat, then you just unmute it while you chat. But remember, there's no pressure. It's not formal. So you're very welcome. These sessions are set up for students to be able to have direct contact with the tutor so that you can ask us questions, tell us anything that's worrying you, and then we're then able to either help you straight away or come back to you with answers for anything that's bothering you. Okay, so remember also, as students, because this is a distance module, you don't have classes as such. We just have these collabs where you can touch base with the tutor in a live situation to ask any questions. Also, before a collab, you can always let me know if there's something specific you want me to cover or a question that you've got that you want me to answer during the collab, so that I've got advance notice and I can look up something for you or prepare something for you if that is the case as well. Okay. All right, I see we've got one question there for Koketso, and she's fast on the ball tonight. Is there a group for accounting? Do you mean a WhatsApp group, Koketso? That's on my agenda for tonight. We will get there if that's what you mean. Are you talking about the WhatsApp group? I will chat about creating a WhatsApp group for the module in a minute. That's also, if that is what you meant. Okay. Okay, so then it looks like everybody's joined now. Has anybody got any questions? Anything that's worrying them or anything they've had trouble with in the meantime that you want to ask me now before I go through my little list of things that I want to just catch you up with? Not yet. Okay, perfect. Okay, so there's just this evening session is just an introduction. So it's obviously to introduce me. Oh, that's one thing I forgot. I'm sure you've seen my name, but my name is Heather Ashington. So you're welcome to call me Heather when you chat to me, or I know most students call me ma'am, but that's what we've got to do. Okay, so then Danisha's got a question. Software you need to download for this module. There's no software that you need to download for this module at all. and the main thing, this is on my list as well, is the main thing that you need is a textbook and a workbook. Okay, so make sure that through Wise Books, I'm sure you would have they send you an email once you register for your modules with a list of the prescribed books that you need. So please, this module, you have to buy the textbook and you have to use the workbook in order to pass this module. We had a discussion with all of the tutors and lecturers that teach on this module for semester 1, and a lot of the students did very badly in the exam. So during the semester in the assignments, they'll do exceptionally well, and then when it comes to the exam, they do exceptionally badly. And the only reason for that is that they are not sitting at home with the workbook or with the workbook to practice the questions in the textbook, or with blank pieces of paper and past exam or past test papers to sit and practice questions to see that you can do them without looking at the solution. Those hours of practice is what is going to make sure that you pass this module. And without those hours of practicing questions over and over and over again, you will battle to pass it. You've got a digital textbook. Oh, that's great that they've got a digital textbook for this module now. I wasn't aware of that. All right, so if you've got a digital textbook, I'm not sure what they're doing with the workbook. And I don't have a digital copy of it, so I can't show you what it looks like. Just have a look. The workbook is, it's got the same cover as the textbook, slightly bigger, it's A4 size, and it consists of blank pages, or not, the pages on blank, templates, blank templates for all of the questions in the textbook. So each learning unit in your textbook has got a bunch of questions in it for you to practice to make sure that you've mastered that learning unit. And because in this module, a lot of the work that you do is in journals like cash books, cash book payments and cash book receipts, and debtors and creditors journals and general journals. So in order to save time, that the students don't have to draw these up all the time, there's a workbook with the exact templates that you need for doing each of the questions. A blank ruled space if it's a theory question, etc. And basically that's the same format that your exam paper will be in, because you guys do a sit-down closed book exam at the end of the year. And in that exam, you'll be given an answer book that will also have these various templates, blank templates in it for you to complete your questions. So I'm going to write this down, Tim, for the electronic textbook, what the story is with the workbook, because usually you order the two together, so I'm not 100% sure what that is. Okay. And Nalini, I see you say you've also only got the textbook. Okay. That surprises me. I would have thought that they would put, because the two go together, the workbook belongs with the textbook, and I thought that the two of them came as a bundle. But perhaps you have to order the workbook separately. So to make sure I haven't missed any other. Danish has got both. So did they come together, Danish, or did you have to order them? Were they? I think they're probably separate ISBN numbers. Okay. All right, guys. So if you don't have the workbook, just double check. And I don't know, have any of you guys bought secondhand textbooks from past students? Because I know that's very popular as well. Perhaps then you might have got the textbook and not the workbook as well, because the workbook would have been used presumably. Okay, so that's the textbook and the workbook. So if you have a look at the screen, and if you're on a laptop, at the top left-hand side of your screen, you'll see the little magnifying glasses with the plus and minus in it. So you have to make the screen bigger or smaller on your side. This document that I've got on the screen here is the module outline document. So this is a very, very important document. It is your whole guideline from Varsity College to the student with everything you need to know about this module for the semester. It's called the module outline. You'll find it in your student materials folder for your module. And you must download it and make sure you're very familiar with the whole, you use it throughout the semester. So in this, I just want to go here. If you have a look at the table of contents, you'll see, okay, that's not too helpful, but they've got using the module outline, learn. So this guides you through. These are the icons that you will find if you log on to Learn and you go through each of the learning units on Learn itself. They explain what each of those icons means. They also have a page in here with all of your prescribed materials. So here you'll see module resources as your prescribed materials. So they've got here the textbook, but this includes the workbook as well. And then most importantly, the page that you must make sure that you consult often and make sure you know exactly what's going on is this assessments page, because this tells you about your 2 assignments and which learning units are covered in that assignment, what percentage of the total for the module mark that particular assessment makes up, number of marks, etc., and any other information that you need to know about your assessments. Okay. So these tasks, I'll chat about those for a short while. I will upload those for you most likely sometime this week. I will try and get those up for you so that you can, those who want to get going with those can start. Your assignment 1 document is available again in your student materials, so you can go to your student materials and download that. Sorry, they don't put the assignment in the student materials. What is it called, that section where they upload this? It's on your on the student intranet for the School of Management. You will go and search your module code, and then it will bring up your module outline and your assignments in that section of the work. I think you can also get to it via the tile called student materials on your student intranet or student portal as well. I have uploaded this module outline in your more resources already, and I will also upload the assignment documents to your more resources already, so that anybody who's battling to find those documents will be able to access them there. Okay. So that's a very important page in this document. And then paging on for each learning unit, and here we're going to be starting at learning unit 1, an introduction to business, bookkeeping and accounting. The first page that they give you for each learning unit is this little section here called overview. And just get this, something that's more visible. So for distance students, okay, Okay, I think this is what they call in Digital Campus now, I'm presuming. You will find in this overview section when during the semester you should do this particular learning unit. So here's learning unit 1, short overview. And as a distance student, you should, and this we're in week 2, by the way. This here is, we're in week 2 now. Last week was week 1. Okay. So this just gives you some guideline. And remember, guys, also this timing, and then, sorry, let me just carry on with this. Then the second page for each learning unit. So again, here we've got learning unit 1. So this is page 2 for learning unit 1. And this is what we call the theme breakdown. So each learning unit is divided into themes. Sometimes there is only one theme, and sometimes there are 2 or 3. And then within each theme, these bullet points are what we call the learning objectives. Sorry, let's get this here. The learning objectives, in other words, you will also be familiar with those as being referred to as learning outcomes. In other words, these are the items or the subjects that you will be tested on, that you will be expected to have mastered by the end of having gone through learning unit 1. So when it comes to preparing for assessments, or particularly for the exams, these learning objectives tell you exactly what they are going to ask you in the assessments and in the exams, and particularly where it comes to theory subjects. So if you go through these and you look for the ones, the history of accounting, outline the users and uses of accounting. It tells you the accounting cycle. It tells you exactly what you need to study for your theory questions for the exam. In other words, these are the things that you need to know off by heart, so that when you get the exam, if that question comes up, you have prepared for it. And they can't ask you anything else. They can only ask you these bullet points. Okay. Obviously, when it comes to practical learning units, which learning unit 2 is then a more practical learning unit. So here we can see if you are, you'll do this in week 2 and 3. So learning unit 2, you should go through this learning unit this week and next week. So this is what we call the pacer. Where the module outline guides you through each learning unit in terms of the time it should take you to go through everything. And if you follow this pacer, you will get through everything in time for each of your assignments, and then obviously in time to finish everything for the exam as well. So this module outline document, download it, use it as your pacer, use it for making sure that you know what your learning objectives are for each learning unit. And obviously those first pages in this module outline the assessments and all those other things, that it's got the information there for you as well. Okay, very important. Okay, and these bullet points, learning objectives, are very important. You'll also find these learning objectives in Learn. So if you guys have been to Learn already, in your main menu on the module on the left-hand side, when you log on to Learn, you'll see there's an item called Learning Units. And if you click on that, it will give you a screen with a list of all the learning units you guys have got. basically 6 learning units with content. It will list all 6 of them, and then you can electronically engage with those learning units via Learn online. And the very first page in Learn for each learning unit is this list of learning objectives as well, because they are that important that they have emphasized them. Okay, anybody got any questions about the module outline? If you've battled to download it or you don't know where to find it online, then I have put it into more resources so you can go and download it onto your laptops from there. And page through it so that you're familiar with everything in it, so you know exactly what resources they've given you in that document, and you know exactly what to use it for. Okay. Everybody okay? And obviously, if you've got any questions or you battle with anything with it as you go along, then just give me a shout. Talking about giving me a shout, when you need to message me, in fact, let me just go and share my screen so I can show you guys this now. Okay, so those who haven't answered yes or haven't answered anything with the module outline, I hope you're not on your cell phones or watching TV. Okay, so the majority of you are okay with the module outline. So I'm going to go and share my screen now so that I can show you. Let me just go out of here. Okay, just give me a sec while I put this on. And I just want to show you where to find the messaging system. Okay, so you should see on the screen now a kaleidoscope. Okay, if I close that, let me just go over here, just a second. Okay, this is where I wanted to be. Okay, so what you should see on the screen now is the home page for your module. So you'll know that any announcements that I post, you'll be able to come to the home page and see them here. And if you click on more announcements, it will take you to the announcements page, and you will be able to see here everything that I've posted, with the oldest one at the bottom coming up to the new. So you'll see here's the welcome announcement, student materials, the module outline is in the announcements, Collab dates, I've updated them on your calendar, and then this is the reminder for this evening. So where I talk about more resources, if you go to your menu on the left-hand side, you'll find an item under module content called more resources. And if you click on that, it will take you to all of these headings. So you'll see this module outline document. That's on your side. That's what you will be able to see. Some of these I haven't enabled for the students yet, and I will do when there is information uploaded to those items as well. Okay. And then the learning units, if you look at the left-hand side here again, if I go back to the module home page, your menu on the left-hand side, module content, if you click on learning units, this takes you to the list of all of your learning units, the 6 content units. And if you click on again, this little intro is the same intro that you've got in your module outline. And if you click on it, the very first screen that you will see is the learning unit objectives, and these are the same bullet points that I showed you on the module outline. And as it says at the top, on completion of this learning unit, you should be able to. So they're telling you here, these are the outcomes that you will be tested on. And then remember I said that each of the learning units is divided into themes. So you'll see this is theme 1, what is accounting, and the information that they've posted and questions and interactive items that they've given you there, and underneath that is theme 2. So the layout on the student side might look a little bit different to the screen that I've got, but in essence the information is identical. So you will then read this information. There are if you click on this, it will take you through This is Life. It will take you through to an article to read, and if you click on the theme on the heading, it then takes you to discussion about the actual theme. So on Learn, wherever you see these the blue text, you can click on that and it will take you to an article or description or a definition. There are videos that you can watch. If you click on the YouTube blue link, it will take you to YouTube itself, where you can watch it and control it from within YouTube. And if you click on the little video here, it will play it in screen for you. It gives you guidelines. So once you've worked through that, it says find the rest of the answers, etc. It tells you which sections of the textbook you should go through, and it tells you which questions in the textbook are relevant questions to practice these particular learning units for theme 1. Sorry, students. I've had a bit of a cold this last week, so my voice is still getting used to talking for so long. Okay, hopefully I'm back. And then the other thing too, when it comes to your ICE tasks, you'll see that your ICE tasks will be listed as activity 1.1.1 or activity 2.1 something. These activity numbers, the first number of the activity is the learning unit number. The second number in the activity is the theme number. And then the third number is the task or activity within that theme. So 1.1.1 means learning unit 1, theme 1, activity 1 in theme 1. So that's how you will find your activities when you come to doing your ICE tasks. So that's a very important thing to remember as well. Calendar, if you look on the left-hand side, again on the screen on the menu, you've got that calendar. If you click on that, I have uploaded to your calendars. This is my calendar, so it's showing all of the modules that I teach. I have uploaded onto your calendars, as you can see here. This is you guys here in the dark purple, Intro Collab at 5:30. And you'll see that our next collab is going to be here on the 23rd. Which will be our NSS for your first assignment. And then your first assignment is due over here on the 4th of September. Okay, here's August. So this is today here, the 7th. So this is the end of August here on the 31st. And then over here on the 4th, this is your first assignment that is due. And then on the Wednesday after that, we have got our second collab, where I will then go over your first assignment with you and show you what the answers should have been and assist you with that and so on. Okay, so if you go to your calendar, this is where you will find where's the color? Oh, sorry, yeah, this is very long over here. Here, this is the color in the calendar that is for this particular module. Okay. So I've already uploaded all of the Collab dates onto your calendar for you. So August, September, you'll see everything is there. All right. So that's calendar, learning units, more resources. These are just quick links. Blackboard Collaborate. This is where you go to log on to log into a Collab. We're already in a Collab, so okay, you go to Blackboard Collab, you click on this course room, you can see that you click on this course room, and then you'll be in the classroom. So you don't need a link. If you're battling to find the link on the day that there's a Collab, you don't need a link, just log on to Learn, go to your module, Blackboard Collaborate, and click straight into the classroom. Okay, and that will take you into the session. Let me just go back to where is this? There we go. Okay, so I'm coming back to the screen here. I am going to stop sharing the screen. And I'm just going to show you the pairs. What else have I got here? There we go. Hopefully you can see that. So the PAS, the PAS is the Program Assessment Schedule. Okay, so although we as tutors do share the PAS with you, we're not officially supposed to, because just in case we have given you the wrong version or we share a wrong date with you, the onus is on the student to make sure that you have downloaded the correct version, the latest version of the program assessment schedule, and that you've consulted that in case any of these dates on here might change. So if we go down to semester 2, here we go. Here is our module here, INAC Introduction to Accounting. And here are your due dates. So we've got assignment 1 is due on the 4th of September and your second assignment on the 16th of October. And then your exam will be on the 24th of November. Take note of the assignment due dates. They must be uploaded by 9 p.m. on the due date. Not 1 minute later. We're instructed that if an assignment has been uploaded longer than 1 minute, then it is marked as late and we have to obtain permission from the head office to mark the assignment. We're not allowed to go ahead and mark it. So make sure that you're ready to upload a good couple of hours before the deadline, because we know that we've got Wi-Fi issues and load shedding, and the Blackboard system might be super busy, especially if there's due dates, because then everybody's trying to get online and upload at the same time. So you have to take all of those things into account, and we expect the students to do that. So none of those things that I've just mentioned are acceptable excuses for uploading assignments late. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Did I tell you? I can't remember. I think I did mention it, but I'll just put it in the chat box. Your ICE due date is the 13th of October, and that is the latest due date for any of your ICE activities. So what I do is I will give you your list of 6 ICE activities. You choose 4 of those activities, and then you complete them in your own time, but they have to all 4 be completed by close of business on the 13th of October. Okay. And I'll give you reminders through the semester as well about your ICE so that you don't get left behind with that. So that's the PAS, that's the ICE. Your assignment one, Danisha, yes, I will definitely upload the assignment. The only reason that it's not uploaded yet is that I just had a query with the ops. I couldn't find the assignment, and then I just wanted to confirm with them that the version I had was the correct one before I uploaded it for you. But I will definitely put that in your more resources as well. And assignment 2 as well. I'll put those in there for you. Okay. YouTube channel. So what we do with all of these recordings that we do of all of our collab sessions, I download it after the session, and then the following day or the day after that at the latest, I will then upload it for students to watch, those students that weren't online at the time, or if you want to re-watch something, you can then go ahead and re-watch it, and that will all be uploaded on a YouTube channel for you, which I will give you the link when it's created. And then every time I upload anything to the YouTube channel, I also put it in announcements with the link to the video. So keeps you in constantly updated with what we do. Okay. Oh, now one of the things I wanted to show you when I was on Learn, I've forgotten. In that main menu on Learn, there is an item there called Contact the Tutor. Your menu on the left-hand side of each of your Learn modules. If you click on that Contact the Tutor, it then opens up what looks like a little email dialog box, and you can type in a message to me there and send it, and then I will then get it, and I'll be able to follow up. Okay, so that's the easiest way to send me a message. Please try not to reply to announcements that I have sent to you, because sometimes I get 4 or 5 students all replying to the same announcement, and it all stays in the same email thread, which is headed with the announcement that I sent out, and very often emails are lost like that because I don't see them as original messages coming from the student to me. Okay. So try and use that Contact the Tutor option on your Learn menu. Then the only other thing I wanted to mention is, and I'm sure all of your tutors are doing this, mentioning referencing and plagiarism. So even though this is a financial or a numeric module, referencing and plagiarism still applies. And in your assignment, those questions that require you to do some research and to type maybe a paragraph or 2, they have to be referenced in the correct manner, just like any of your other modules. The only questions that don't need to be referenced will be calculations or a cash book, one of the journals that you've got to fill in. But when you do the assignment, I always tell you which questions need to be referenced and which ones don't. But you will lose marks if you complete an assignment without any referencing whatsoever. So you'll reference exactly the same way that you do any of your other modules, and then at the end of the assignment, you'll have your bibliography or your reference list page where you then have all the details for everything, all the sources that you consulted detailed there as well. Okay, so don't forget that. And also, and I'm sure again most of your tutors will also mention is ChatGPT. If you use that to do any of your questions, that is plagiarism. I had some students last year using ChatGPT and they got 0 for the questions, because it's very obvious to us when a student has used that and then pasted it into their assignment. So don't be tempted. Obviously you can use it to source information and for your own info. No one's saying you're not allowed to use it, but don't go and do a query and then copy and paste the query into your assignment as if it was your own work, because that is plagiarism. It's easily picked up, and you will lose marks for that, and also possibly face disciplinary procedures. Okay, and you know also the very first landing page of all of your modules, that whole page discusses referencing plagiarism. It takes you through the whole, explains the whole concept to you. And then in your online library, which you can also access on your student portal, sorry, I shouldn't refer to it as the portal, the student intranet, online library, you will find a document called a Referencing and Plagiarism Guide, and that is your official guide as to exactly the format you must use for all of your referencing. So everything that you need for that is provided by IIE, and they often will have workshops run by the online librarians that you can attend as well. So you can ask questions and they'll explain in person exactly how you go about doing that properly. Okay, and also remember, don't be shy to ask questions. If you're not sure how something works or how you should do it, we've got the online librarians that you can ask for help with referencing, or any of your tutors as well will be able to help you. Okay, so guys, those are all of the items that I wanted to go through with you to make sure that right up front at the start of the semester, you've got all the information that you need, and you know exactly what you're doing and where to find everything, and you know where to go if you have any problems or anything that you don't know. And remember also, if there's anything that's not academic related, you log a ticket, and the query will go to the correct person, because the tutors we are academic support. So basically for the content of your work, any questions of anything that you don't understand with the actual content, that's what the tutor will help you. The program assessment schedule, I always forget these exact directions. Hold on a second, let me just tell you. And I'm also not sure if it's identical for students as it is for you go to your www Varsity College, that website, the main intranet or student intranet. You'll go to click on, I think it's on the right hand side of the screen, it says current student. You click on that, and then that takes you into your student intranet. Then you look for which school your module is in. So for accounting, this will be School of Management. So you click onto the School of Management tile, and then there'll be a list of the different degrees, and find your, in fact, you'll see this on the screen over here. Your qualification code, you will find it if you look on the screen, HBP 0501. You'll find something that looks like that, and if you click on that, and then it will give you, it will then take you through to the PAS. So you basically just have to follow. It goes to the school, so you'll choose School of Management. You will choose the what is this called, the higher business principles, higher certificate in business principles, and then you will choose distance 2023, and then the PAS will pop up. Okay. Hopefully you'll be able to follow that. Anybody else got any other questions? Anything else before we finish up? Ulrich, you can go ahead.
So I just checked on the Wisebook portal, and if we ordered an ebook, you don't get a workbook included. So
okay.
Should we buy a blank An accounting book, or what should you do?
Yes. So yeah, because the workbook you actually need to physically write in it. So you should then buy the physical workbook itself, because you need to have it on your desk and fill in the different columns and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
So
but
on Wisebooks, is there an option to order just the workbook itself?
it doesn't look like that, no.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to query that and try and get an answer for you, because you do need, the workbook is something that you really need to practice with. It's going to be much easier with that workbook. Okay, so I've made a note already to ask them. So I'll send an email through to the program manager tomorrow at head office, and I'll ask them to follow up with Wisebooks and ask them what they're doing about workbooks for electronic textbooks. And I'll let you know as soon as possible. Okay, thanks for that question, Ulrich. I'm glad you picked that up. Anybody else got any questions or anything else? Yes, the WhatsApp group. I usually ask a student if there's a student that will volunteer to set up the WhatsApp group, because I don't stay as a member of the group myself. And then if one of you students wants to create the group, you then send me the link, and I will share the link to join with all the other students in an announcement. Because again, we're not allowed to add students. The students have to join voluntarily by using a link. But if nobody wants to do that, I'll create the WhatsApp group myself, and I'll share the link, and then I'll just exit the group. Because I know students don't feel free to chat amongst themselves if they know their lecturers in their WhatsApp group with them. Okay, so I'll sort the WhatsApp group out for you, and I'll also let you know in announcements. And also just make sure that you guys are regularly checking announcements, that you, whatever email address, it should be your IE Connect email address. I'm not sure what their extension they use for the students' emails address, but that you regularly check that, because that's where your announcements go. And the only method I've got to communicate with you guys is announcements. And I use them regularly. Every week there'll be some announcement where I've posted some material or a link or something important. I try not to post unnecessary stuff in announcements, so that you guys know that if I post an announcement, it is something that's important or useful. They will be uploaded all the way throughout the semester, Ulrich. I'll upload more resources, maybe some slides or anything else that I find that's useful. But your textbook contains everything that you need, and in sequential order. So with this textbook for this module, it's beautifully laid out. You basically start at page 1 at the front of the textbook, and then you just keep going from there. Every learning unit is custom written for this module, and there's no extra information. It's perfectly written. So if you go through your textbook, then you really don't need any supplementary learning, because everything you need is in the textbook. I sometimes only just do slides as to summarize some of what's in the textbook, but there's nothing that's really extra. Okay, but I will keep in contact with you with anything that I upload, and then obviously I'll be making recordings for you as well. Okay, and anything that's not there that you feel that you would be useful or that you need, then let me know, and I can see if we can source it for you as we go as well. Okay, guys, it was great to getting to know some of you and seeing some of your names, and then at least now when I'm familiar with a couple of your names. And I'm sure we'll have lots more communication throughout the semester. Okay, so if you remembered, our next collab date is, let me just find the right, it's going to be on the 23rd of August. It's the next collab. and that will be an NSS session, which is preparation for assignment 1. Okay. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. And remember, send me any messages with any other questions that I haven't covered. Pleasure, guys, and thank you very much for logging on. It was a pleasure having you and nice to meet you and to chat. Pleasure. Thanks, guys.